I'd rank her up there. Probably a top 3 performance.
I'd agree on that. Yeah.
Yeah, having not seen this, I was definitely not expecting. Like she's pretty when her real self kicks in, when Charlie comes out, it's pretty nuts.
Yeah, yeah.
Or she sells it really well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would think so.
The flipping sides. Yeah. That I like that. Really like the chopping scene with the carrots, where she's like super happy. She's like, "Oh my god!" And then everyone's all freaking out. They're like, "Oh yeah, give her some more vegetables!" And she's getting super excited. And then she throws the knife, and she's like, "Oh, chefs do that." And then everyone's kind of like, "Oh,
yeah, they're
like, this is weird now. This isn't cool anymore. I think my fiance's a murderer."
Yeah, I loved some of the writing was so unique, like how they choose to show you her, like Charlie slowly taking over with the kind of surreal.
So that's when she's like, "Well, I don't even remember saying that." Like you can see where her memory kind of lapses, and that's when Charlie takes over. And so she kind of blacks out and goes away, kind of how like a Bruce Banner Hulk situation where no, she doesn't really remember anything.
And you can see it on her face, like after her daughter Caitlin falls and breaks her arm on the ice or breaks her wrist on the ice. You can see her, come around to her and then kind of look at her and get that like weird look in her eyes and say,
kind of like disgusted.
Yeah,
like get up. Why are you?
Yeah, like she was the doting mother.
Yeah,
like 10 seconds ago. Yeah. And then the daughter falls and breaks the wrist, and she comes around and just kind of gives her that look, and all of a sudden the switch gets flipped, and she's Charlie for that 10-15 second chunk.
Yeah. Like when she picks her up by her collar.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Get up. You're going across the lake.
And you're not going to fall again."
He's like, "You got that, princess?" It's like, "Oh, shit." She's like, "Life is pain.
Get used to it."
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, man." And horrible parent. God, a tough love right there.
So, before we get any deeper into the movie, we have to talk about Cutthroat Island.
Let's do it.
Have you ever seen Cutthroat Island, James?
I don't think so.
I have, yeah. But not since it came out.
Well, I don't think anyone has seen it since it came out. I don't think anyone saw the movie, period. Cutthroat Island was a big budget pirate movie in like 1995.
By the same director.
By Rennie Harlan and Gina Davis. They, I think, met just before that, and they got married just as they were getting ready to do the film.
Okay.
And Rennie Harlan had done Die Hard 2. He had done one of the Nightmare on Elm Streets.
Four. Dream Master.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dream Warriors is 3, right?
Yeah.
He had done one of the Nightmare on Elm Streets, did Die Hard 2, and he did Cliffhanger.
Okay.
And then he was going to do Cutthroat Island for, I think, MGM and a production company called Carolco Production. And the film went like crazy over budget. I think they budgeted at like 60 and it went up well over 100. I heard 98 by the research I did, but what I was reading earlier said 115 was what the total cost was.
Wow.
At the time. Came out Christmas of 95, and I saw it in the theater on Christmas Eve. There was a lot of people in there. I was shocked to find out that movie in total made $10 million.
Jesus.
In total.
Wow.
And it didn't do well overseas. According to Forbes, I could be wrong on that, it was one of the biggest box office disasters because it lost about $105 million.
That's crazy.
And
let me ask you this real quick. When did Waterworld come out?
94.
So it was okay. So it was post Waterworld.
Yeah, and
which didn't do well either.
It didn't do well, but I don't think think Waterworld bombed. I think it made money, and I think it made money overseas.
Okay.
that I don't think it lost as much as a lot of people would like to say that it did.
Well, I mean, they do. Universal has the fucking the show.
They still have the show?
They still do, yeah.
They were really pimping that show in '94 because I went up to Universal Studios in '94.
There's a show?
There was like a Waterworld show, yeah.
Really?
They put it on. It's like a big dramatization of the film. They do it in front of a live audience. They have fire and crazy stunts and shit. They still do it, and they still have that.
That's crazy that they still do it.
I love that movie.
They're probably still trying to squeeze every last penny out of that.
I saw it, I think, like last year. So yeah, it's still going.
So the movie bombed. It bankrupted Carol Crow Pictures. Apparently they were having financial troubles before that, but Carol Crow had done the Rambo movies, had done Total Recall, had done Terminator 2, Basic Instinct. So they had a lot of big hits under their belt, but someone was not watching the books, because apparently they were having trouble before Cutthroat Island, but Cutthroat Island literally sank them. And I think they had another big Schwarzenegger movie set up pretty much ready to go before Cutthroat Island, that as soon as that movie bombed and Carol Crow went bankrupt, they ditched out of that Schwarzenegger movie. But that was Christmas of '95, and 10 months later this came out, because this came out in October, with Rennie Harlan and with Gina Davis in it. So maybe that had a little something to do, because everyone was like, "Oh yeah, Cutthroat Island, that was a huge disaster. We don't want to see another movie."
Cutthroat Island. So I can remember kind of fragments of it. I haven't seen it in, like I said, years.
I mean, I saw it on Christmas Eve in 1995, and that was the last time
Is it a bad movie, or does it get a bad rap?
It's got some cool stuff in it. There's a part where they blow up a ship, and it looks so awesome, seeing the ship explode. But they had Gina Davis and Matthew Modine, and I think they were supposed to be romantic in the film, and there's zero chemistry between them. Frank Langella, you guys know who Frank Langella is? You probably would know his face if I showed him to you. He's Skeletor in the Masters of the Universe, excuse me.
Are you talking about the villain in Cutthroat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And he was, if you've ever seen Frost Nixon, he's Nixon. Good actor. He's still in a bunch of shit. He was in The Americans. If you guys ever watch The Americans. He's the villain in it, and he looks like he's having a fucking blast in the movie. But I don't remember the movie well enough. I mean, I saw it when I was 15, so I probably thought it was awesome, like a lot of other movies I saw when I was 15. I'd have to go back and watch it again, but I just remember there being zero chemistry between the two. It's got some fun scenes in it, but like I said, $10 million, that's nuts. That's what it made, considering that was a huge production, and I know that there was a lot of people in the theater when I saw it.
You would think it would make more than that just on curiosity.
Yeah.
But it's just holy shit.
Yeah.
People hate pirates. Or
I wonder, I don't know if studios did that back then, but sometimes when they know they're going to post a loss, they just kind of pull it out of the theaters themselves. They don't let it just die down. They just kind of say, well, we'll just pull it out of theaters and write it off.
Yeah.
But MGM went under shortly thereafter, and I know that Carol Co. never recovered. I think the guys tried to relaunch Carol Co., and I'm not sure how well they did.
MGM went bankrupt too?
Yeah, they sold all their assets off to Sony. Because James Bond used to be United Artists, which then was MGM, and then now Sony owns them.
Okay.
Owns all the MGM properties.
Nice.
So that's Cutthroat Island, which we had to talk about. Now, I'm not sure what Long Kiss Goodnight cost. I don't know if it's in my notes, but I know that it lost money too, unfortunately. Here, $65 million budget, only made about 33 in the States, but I think it recouped most of it overseas.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't a bomb per se. It just didn't do well, and it didn't play well here for whatever reason. Maybe it was the female action lead, like you had mentioned. Maybe it had to do with the Cutthroat Island stuff.
Also, it didn't seem like it has such a strong... the art concept is kind of weak. It doesn't really... when I see the cover of the film, it doesn't really sell this film to me.
Long Kiss Goodnight?
Yeah, it just seems kind of like generic to me.
Yeah.
I mean, the artwork. It's 'cause I remember seeing that being younger and looking in the video stores and stuff. I've seen that cover before, but I never watched the movie.
That's the poster for the film. The poster is the exact same as the cover.
I just, these things, marketing, can play a big part. All right, so we basically we meet a young lady,
Samantha.
who claims she has amnesia. What is it? Retrograde amnesia?
Oh man, she says the exact name of it in the narration.
Yeah, the first 2 minutes of the movie.
Yeah,
I think that's what it was. But anyway, we find out that this lady Samantha has amnesia, and she basically meets her husband.
Her husband or fiance.
Not knowing her past. She has all these scars, and she wonders why. She has kids now.
Yeah, they said they found her 2 months pregnant from when she got her amnesia,
which is pretty wild.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Wake up, not know who you are, but you have a baby inside you.
Like, oh, okay,
awesome.
And then we cut to Sam Jackson's character.
Yeah, and he's kind of like a scam artist, kind of a. He's like a PI, right?
Yeah, he's a private eye, but
he's kind of like
she says very low rent.
Yeah, he gets his money any way he can, pretty much, by any means.
What do they call him? Hennessy?
Mitch Hennessy.
Yeah.
That's his name.
Oh, yeah.
And his introduction is great because he's running the scam on the guy.
Yeah.
And he has the bums posing as cops.
Yeah, because he busts into this room and this guy's with this what are they, lady of the night or whatever they call prostitutes, and he's like freeze, and he has his trench coat, and there's two other guys with him look exactly like him, but they kind of look weird. Like one of them has a mullet and the other one just looks dirty.
Not cops.
Yeah. And he has like a badge. He's like freeze, and he puts it back in his pocket, and he's like,
I wonder if that was a real badge.
Yeah, and he's like, you're under arrest for prostitution. He's like reading his rights to the bum next to him. He's like, you have.
He doesn't know.
Yeah, you have the rights to remain, and he's like, and then he just barfs. He throws up on the in the ground while he's reading him his rights, and he's like, oh shit. But he ends up getting his money or whatever, and the guy basically pays him off, I think. And
when you guys laughed at it when he says, "Oh, I can see by your choice of girl, you're not a very wealthy man."
Yeah, that was.
And the look on her face.
Yeah. And you find out that's his like secretary, posing as a prostitute, which is pretty funny. So yeah, that's how he gets part of his money, at least.
She tips him off about about Samantha.
Yeah, right? That she's
somebody found a wallet with her credit card.
An old lady died, and the grandson tried to steal the credit card.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's when like, oh, call Samantha Kane and tell her. We need some more money because we found this thing. So, and that's when he gets in touch with her, right?
Yeah. Well, there's the guy, the prisoner at the jail, who sees the news report on
because they're in she's in a Christmas parade playing Mrs. Claus, and then so he sees her and he's like, oh shit, you're supposed to be dead, and then they're at a Christmas party, and she's taking back some drunk old guy. She's taking him to his house, and they hit a deer on the way, and she flies out of the car like insane, like fucking crazy, like she's like a huge flip.
That really threw me off.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Is this her dream? No.
Yeah. And when she's passed out is when she has her first kind of little memory thing, right? Kind of like she's like in a weird like cliff.
Yeah.
That kind of set, and she walks over to the deer and takes him out. Like
Yeah, because the deer's like bleeding, and then she walks over the deer and
it's a mercy killing,
Yeah.
but the way she does it is like she's
with
done
no
this
remorse.
before.
Yeah.
And she passes out.
Yeah.
Which
I
is
think that's when
who's
she-
in the car with her? Is it?
It's just some old guy at the party that she was taken back because he was drunk.
She doesn't. I thought it was interesting. She doesn't bother to take him out of the car. I don't know. It looks like he died.
Yeah, and then the car catches fire anyways.
Yeah.
But I think that's when that hit on the head is what triggered her
exactly.
reverse amnesia.
She starts to
or whatever.
spiral back.
Yeah.
After that.
That's when Charlie starts to reappear.
And that's when she gets out of the hospital, that's when they show her
She's chopping up the stuff.
chopping the
She's like,
carrots and
it must
everything.
have been